All right, what's up, guys? Anthony Special here. Welcome to the video. We're going to talk about what we identified yesterday um, in the live trade room. Couple really clean momentum trade setups, and just kind of go through why some of the other markets didn't really present what we were looking for. So I'll kind of just go in order here. Crude oil presented some interesting opportunities if you're willing to be a little more aggressive. All right, we were still kind of taking this really, really hard, move to the downside, but it was a super choppy move to the downside. If you're a proficient reversal style trader, the VWAP here really offered you a handful of great opportunities to get short. So if you were willing to be aggressive, I mean, we talked about it at 8:51. Talked about it again, right at about 11 o'clock, that the VWAP, should it continue to hold like it previously did, we probably continue lower. That's ultimately what happened. But again, this is definitely a little more of an aggressive reversal style trading. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's what it is, right? This is probably not for the faint of heart. You are selling into some of the absolute strongest moves up that the market presented. Right? If you're cool with that, these were the two areas that we really kind of spoke about. So we talked about this pullback to the VWAP right here. And then we talked about this pullback to the VWAP right there. So those were kind of the key areas there that we talked about. As far as crude opportunities were, again, certainly not for the faint of heart. They were really strong pullbacks. You got to be willing to hit the sell button into these really strong pullbacks. But ultimately, they did work out really well. You can see that this area here was really just a retest of where price aggressively fell down about 6 a.m. in the morning. And this area here was kind of a stalled area before price took an aggressive fall to the downside. So based on a supply theory, these were really great pullbacks. They just were what they were, not favoring the overall bias to the downside, but they were just, again, you had to feel pretty aggressive about it, take them with a pretty strong amount of confidence. NASDAQ was kind of choppy on the way up. You can see we had a bunch of levels here, but it did hold this kind of pretty strong. The S&P was much cleaner. The only thing I saw here on the NASDAQ that I liked later in the day was retesting this area. Right? That was kind of the only thing that I liked later in the afternoon. You can see you got a prior high placed here. Market takes this really strong push up, pulls back down pretty aggressively, kind of retraces about half, about 50% level of this move higher, pulls in, pulls right back up, barely, just short of the pivot at that prior high. So again, a little kind of supply area right here. And then you can see we very quickly retest this low, kind of dance around, ultimately fall halfway between this low and this low. So again, if you're comfortable taking an aggressive kind of reversal, that's, to me, based on prior price action, where it makes the most amount of sense here on the NASDAQ. This is later in the day. This is about 1:18 my time, Eastern Standard Time. On to the S&P, of course. This was kind of the one that we really liked the most. There was a little consolidation here. It got retested. We talked about this, that it could take a bump into this level, and it did. But what I said after that was really what set the stage, and that was these two little candles. This candle provided an actual retest of this level right there. And I mentioned to them, I said, listen, we're a long way off till the next technical resistance, the next pivot level overhead. Where would I take profit? So listen, the story is normally told to the left. There's a prior daily pivot here at 19.25. Listen, guys, just because it's not today's pivot doesn't mean you can't still use it, as a profit-taking opportunity. So, these couple candles, like I said, if they hold, probably pretty good. So 41 ticks, very low risk, very calculated. Break of a key level, retest, it holds flawlessly. Your risk is extraordinarily small. It's really just these, this one particular candle, this one right here that actually created the retest. I'll zoom in so you can see it right here. And start taking profit into prior day's pivot. So 41 ticks on the S&P 500, very easy, short period of time. I mean, it happened in I'll measure it out so that I can give you kind of a more exact time. But we hit 19 quarter right here. So in 27 minutes, you got about 40 ticks on the S&P 500 with a super low risk, super calculated entry. Why do I like this? I just hold my cursor here up and down. I mean, I have a beautiful momentum here on the 3-minute moving averages. I'm above both of my trending VWAPs. I have buying volume, leading into this move. No rejection whatsoever. I have a beautiful momentum on my 3-minute modified MACD. My 15-minute MACD looks great. Just checks all the boxes. For at least my momentum trade strategy, this checks all the boxes. So low risk, calculated profit taking, much larger, obviously, than we were, of the risk we were taking. And that's how it goes. So this was really probably the best key setup that we found yesterday morning. Now, also later in the day, you had this nice little reversal here set up at this kind of interior prior high, much like the NASDAQ. So take this really strong move down. We pull back up. We basically fail at the VWAPs. We pull back down, pull back up. Again, if you're comfortable selling into prior high or an area of considered supply, this is the base of the opening range. So this should be resistance as well. So we were comfortable hitting the sell button right around here and taking that profit as we retest this level. This also provided, pretty nice quick movement. You got another 41 ticks in 51 minutes. So 80 ticks on the S&P 500, literally isolating just one singular candle to achieve those moves. I don't know that you can ask for much more. Again, nice and easy, very calculated. This is a reversal style setup. This is a momentum style setup. And last but not least, of course, gold. In the morning, we had some really tough price action, right? Just kind of range bound. You guys, you got to be patient. If you want to take high quality trades, you have to wait, right? You have to wait for exactly what you want. And right here, you get it. This little candle right there. Why that little candle right there? Well, just like the S&P, you have an established uptrend, right? Your momentum is beautiful. You got your fanned out EMAs, price trending above the EMAs. That's really strong. Our modified MACD telling you, hey, listen, the ball is rolling uphill. Are you going to roll with it, right? 15-minute MACD doing the same thing. So I got multiple time frame confluence. I got all my moving averages telling me, hey, this is flawless. I'm above both of my VWAPs. I got supporting buying volume coming in here. I mean, this is it, right? This is it. You jump in the market at this candle. You take profit at this level. 30 minutes later, you take 40 ticks. In that same candle, at 30 minutes, you take 59 ticks. At 57 minutes, you take more profit at 74 ticks. At 45 minutes, you take more profit at 100 and 117 ticks before the market finally gave up. So if you're willing to sit tight, if you're willing to pay yourself and protect yourself, meaning take profits, move your stop, to break even and just let the market offer you and you gracefully accept profits, this is how it's done. Yes, you would have to continue to take profits, right? 117 ticks at the furthest run is well worth your time because you had a chance to pay yourself once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Guys, if the market is going to run and you have a low risk area to enter it, notice how price never comes back to this area. Never comes back to this area. If this momentum setup that I use and I teach my traders works, and guys, keep in perspective, the market only trends roughly about 30% of the time. Okay? So that means that most trades you're going to take profit once or twice and then get stopped out. But when the market gives you a big, beautiful run like this, you have to be willing to be patient, to be disciplined, to pay and protect yourself along the way. And this was a phenomenal way at just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, on a Friday afternoon, to set the stage for an awesome weekend, right? You take a huge winning trade like this, you just step away from the market and you're done. So, yeah, more often than not, I tell people to stay out of the market because the market's not gracing you with the opportunity to take these trades. However, when these types of setups come along, we talk about it so that if my traders decide that, hey, this makes sense for me, that they have the chance to enter the market, take profits, and enjoy the benefits of trading. Guys, if you only took 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades a week, that's plenty. The perception that you have to be in and out of the market because you're watching these people on YouTube tell you that you got to trade 37 times a day is just bad advice, right? They're selling you excitement, right? Sex sells. That's all that it comes down to. Okay? I'm not a sexy trader. I'm not even a sexy human being. I'm simply here to tell you that if you can do this with a great deal of discipline and consistency, that you can prove yourself to be profitable. Right? I've taken clients inside of 90 days who have never seen what a stock chart was, didn't even know what a futures market is, and helped them become profitable. Right? That they're now returning 10, 12, 15% on their account every single month. Why? Because they're willing to be consistent and disciplined. It's that simple. Right? I have traders that have been with me for a long time that have the inability of being consistent and disciplined. And guess what? They're still struggling to seek profitability. I can't do it for you, but I can tell you what works. I can tell you what doesn't work. I can tell you and assure you you are going to take losses along the way. But I can also tell you and assure you that if you're willing to follow the process, that over time you can achieve profitability. So if you'd like to learn more about my approaches to these 4 markets, if you'd like to trade live with me Monday through Friday, 8 to 11, if you would like access to my tools and my analysis, there's some links below. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I appreciate your time watching this video. I hope you learned something from it. That's the ultimate goal, is that you learn something from it, that you take something away from this. And if there's something I can do for you, please feel free to reach out. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do it. It just helps my efforts in helping retail traders find discipline, find consistency through the mistakes that I have personally made, the failures that I have personally needed to overcome, and talk about the struggles that I still face today, even as a disciplined, consistent trader. God bless, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will certainly see you in the next video.